just added John Poole last week, and he got his first top 10 at Michigan, which was very arousing to us. He's been getting better with his runs. He's starting to get into a couple different points contentions. We're hoping he can pull some stuff off there. Dante Ricci, he's working his way in up through the ranks. I'm still trying to get him a little bit better with our qualifying program in Sunday Cup. He's struggling a little bit making some races, but I think if we can get him settled down a little bit more, I think he can be a threat to continue to be making these races. Christian Kendall has been such an improvement since we've added him from the team. He's been finishing more races, finishing more in the top 10. I think it's just a matter of time before we get him a win. And I'd say to knock out our 5th place person, I'd say Rob Quiroga. He's been struggling a little bit, but I believe that we can work with him a little bit more and try to improve his runs and get him up to finishing some more top 5s and top 10s.
All right, Kyle. Well, thanks for joining us here on Real Racing TV, and we wish you the best and hope that you guys can get those wins, get those top 5s that you're looking for, and hopefully contend for that Sunday Cup championship.
Thanks, Mario. It was a pleasure being here tonight.
All right, and to close out this show, we will introduce the man that has been on this show every single week. Let's introduce the man, the one, the only, Mr. Randall Coleman. Randall, welcome to the show again.
Thank you. Glad to be back again.
Now, since you've been on the show, there's been a huge shake-up with the Revolution Racing League, from you losing R&D driver Nathan Curtis going to Caboose Racing to acquiring Michael Berg and Daniel Wilson to your Revolution and Redline teams. Do you feel like that this shakeup is making your team better, or is it holding your team back for just a short second?
No, I definitely believe that it's made us a lot better. I mean, it was sad to lose Nathan, and for the reasons that he left is understandable. But with him leaving, we've went on to add 2 excellent drivers who are top 10 drivers each week in and week out. And I believe it didn't slow us down for 1 second. It actually, if anything, made us a lot better and more of a force to be reckoned with.
All right, so when you look at the point standings, it's hard not to notice that almost all of your Revolution drivers are within the top 15 in points. Do you feel like over time that this will put all your drivers into the top 10, top 5, or even making all drivers making the chase this season?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now I believe out of my team that I'm the one struggling in the Nationwide Series, which we had a bad run at Talladega, and of course we've rebounded, posted top 5 last week at Darlington, which was very good for us. And right now, if you look at the Cup standings, I mean, we have 6 of the 10 drivers right now that's listed between the 2 teams that's up there, and all 4 of my current drivers for Revolution is pretty much secluded into that top 10. Definitely as time goes on, we're going to be moving up through the standings, and I believe we could, if anything, we could get at least 8 of our drivers into the chase.
Okay. So now you voiced recently that since you've lost Nathan Curtis, there is still 1 spot left on the Revolution Motorsports team. And you said that you have your eyes set on 5 drivers this weekend at Kentucky. You've yet to name these 5 drivers. Can you give us a little more information on that?
Actually, I don't want to be giving out any names yet, but the ones who knows that they're being watched, well, I don't know how to put this. The ones who know that we're watching them is going to be having to pick up their game, and there's one that's really standing out right now. And like I said, I'm not going to give out any names, but when the time comes, they'll be announced. But like I also said, as of now, I'm just focusing on my 4 drivers that I have, including myself, and then also the 5 for Team Redline, because we're the ones right now who's out there doing the work. So we gotta make sure that we keep on producing and performing to our game, you know.
So when you think about Revolution, you obviously think about a team that's winning. And did you feel like with your setups that you've built and molded in this team was part of it that got you that win here at Texas last weekend with Josh Moyers? Do you feel like your setups were able to help you gain better fuel mileage than those of Caboose Racing and 9-Star Mario Chambers Racing? And do you feel like your setups are what's helping you, or do you feel like it's driver skill that's actually helping you?
I think it comes into both of them if you really think about it. You gotta have drivers who are smart and goes out there and, you know, they know what they're doing and they know how to save fuel. That's the main reason Josh won. He laid back long enough without losing the main pack and be able to save fuel. And he could go the distance compared to myself and Maverick and also Danny Hardy, because us 4 had to pit. Well, 3 had to pit, and he just kind of stayed out there the last 2 laps and coasted all the way around, and he was lucky enough to cross the line. But we definitely had the setups ready for Texas, and I mean, we came out there full force just to, you know, show that, hey, we're here. We're going to be out there each week performing.
And now, there's been a driver that has been a big sleeper during the past season. That's the current number 25 GoDaddy Chevrolet of Jeffrey McClintock, who skyrocketed into winning that Talladega Nationwide race. Do you feel like with his first season at Team Redline under his belt, do you feel like Jeffrey is a lot better than where he was last season, or do you feel like he's still working with him, trying to get him up to the standpoint of where the Revolution drivers are?
Well, I believe that he's up to that level now. He's come out and shown that he can race, he can finish, and usually when he finishes up in the top 10, top 5. And just by the way he ran at Talladega shows that, you know, he's ready to be one of those contenders each week in and week out. And this past week he missed, and so we didn't get to see him on the track, and he had substitutes in there driving for him, and they didn't get the results like he was hoping for. But this week he'll be back, he'll be ready to go, and we'll see what he can do again.
So, like, within your team, do you feel like there's a good communication between all the members of the Revolution Redline crew, or do you believe that there are some people that are just out there left on that wing that is just separated from everybody?
No, we all communicate throughout the race. We all have one open team communication. So when you're talking to one driver, you're not only talking to him, you're talking to the whole team. They all know what you're planning on doing. You know what they plan on doing. And it just keeps everybody pretty much on an equal basis. So when you strategize together as a team. And that just makes us much more stronger.
Now with this bigger team that you guys have, do you feel like there's a larger target on your back with all the other teams out there saying that is who we have to get, or do you feel like you're just out here, you're going to get to the track and you're going to run competitive, and then everybody else is going to have to just look at you and wonder what they have to do to beat you guys?
Well, there's always a target on big teams, you know, just because they know that you have the numbers, and with the numbers of drivers, you have multiple chances of winning. And each driver on my team is capable of winning just as much as Team Redline. And like I said, with such communication, you know, if one driver struggles, it just gives the opportunity to another one of your drivers to go out there and perform and finish up front and possibly grab a win or two. And it plays mind games on the other teams because, you know, they have to sit there and think about, well, we got to go against 9 different drivers. You that's all working together. Most teams only have 3, maybe 4 drivers on their team each week. So the number game definitely comes into effect.
All right, Randall, so we have one more question. Which person out of everybody that is on your team do you feel like will be a very dominant force this season?
Can I say myself? No, I'm just kidding. Actually, that's kind of a hard question to answer because as you know yourself, you got Maverick who's consistent each week, and he's always up front running. You got Warren Johnson who's up there running top 5 each week. Josh Moyers is up there each week, top 5. Daniel, he just came into the picture, so you know he's getting there. He's posted, I believe, top 10 out of I think all but one of his races. So you know with drivers that we have, you could pretty much say each driver has a shot at being up there, and it's just we're just so equal that there's not one guy that stands out. It's just
well, Randall, so I thank you for joining us here on this show, and we wish you the best of luck with your organization, and hopefully that target on your back will go away and you guys can solely focus on your operation and finally come home with that Cup championship that you guys have been trying to get for the past 2 seasons now.
Yep, hopefully, and I don't worry about that target too much. We'll always have one on us.
All right, and that will do it, but first we need you guys to check out The Real Racing TV brings you the Prelude to the Dream, which will be July 9th at the Eldora Speedway using the Outlaw GNS mod. This was put together by co-owner John Quinn, and there will be 2 heat races followed by a main event. The drivers that finish in the top 3 of the heat will make the final event, and so therefore we need all the drivers that you can to sign up before it's too late. So visit us at realracingtv.webs.com for more information about that, and we'll catch you guys next week. So for everyone here at Real Racing Radio, my name is Mario Chambers, and we thank you all for watching.